Today I fucked up by not realizing the name you tell Siri to call you is the name that shows up on your emails. I told Siri to call me Princess when I got my first iPhone, probably the 4. I vaguely remember playing around with it with my friends and asking it to call us names that we thought were edgy and funny. Luckily I changed it back to Princess because I wanted to show my parents how hilarious it was. I only recently discovered that when I email from the email account linked to my Apple ID, my name shows up as Princess as the sender instead of my first and last name. I was going over an email chain from my current employer trying to find an approval for overtime and saw Princess as a reply name and didn't know what was going on. It was a wild ride when I figured out it was coming from my emails. I used this email account for all my professional contacts. I applied for and got a job at a law firm. I guess the interview went well enough that email didn't fuck me over. I'm a lucky young me didn't mess up my future career. Too long didn't read, didn't know Siri adds your name as a tag to emails. So never bitch, I've been Big Daddy this whole time SMH. It's a good thing I used the name Little Kid Lover. It shows people I am good with kids. Oh. Please be wrong about this. Please be wrong about this. Please be wrong. Oh, for fuck's sakes, please be wrong. Thank you. I feel like you just saved me. My sister's calls her daddy. I must send her this before she fucks up. Or not, lol. Today I fucked up trying to help. So my Mill has recently had both legs amputated and was moving to a new wheelchair-friendly house. My partner can't organize a piss-up in a brewery, so the whole thing was a shit show from start to finish. They hired a van, but that could only take half the furniture, so me, being one of the few people in the family with a car, was running back and forth moving things. The idea was that my partner, his sister and Phil would get things organized and leave them by the front door so I can just grab them and take them. I did a few trips, but when I returned there was stuff all out in the front. They had a skip outside for rubbish and bags and boxes, and they're all arguing about what's going where. I left the boot open and said, give me a shout when it's full, I'm gonna see how your mum is. So I go in and talk to my Mill and she's really upset, crying, saying everybody is ignoring her and what she wants and they're throwing away all her stuff. Bear in mind this woman get new Christmas decorations and kitchen utensils every year but never gets rid of any. Anyway, I reassured her that I've been moving the things all day so they're not throwing everything away. They shout me to say the car is full, so I go outside and they've all gone back in the house. But I noticed loads of shoe boxes in the skip. I looked in and seen lots of pairs of designer shoes, some have never been worn. Remembering how upset Mill was and knowing how much she loves her shoes, I thought I'm gonna save her shoes, so I put them in the car. At the new house I was sorting and organizing everything and thought I'll set the shoes out in a nice display so she'll see them and be made up that they haven't been thrown away. So she comes to the house and exclaims, oh god. I walk out with a big smug smile, do you like it? I can't believe they were trying to throw out your shoes. I know how much you love your. The penny dropped when she burst out crying and the rest of the family are giving me death stares. I was mortified, and to make things worse the first thing that came out of my mouth was, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot, I always put my foot in it, never wanted the ground to swallow me up so much in my life. Too long didn't read. Mill loves shoes but lost her legs, so I tried to cheer her up with shoes. My partner can't organize a piss-up in a brewery. Well, after this story the shoe's on the other foot now, isn't it? Smile. Ha ha, I wasn't talking about that, but if the shoe fits, wear it. Lamau. My dude. This is golden. Hope they realize your heart was in the right place when the emotions wear down. But I had a good laugh. TKS. Don't throw out good that you can donate. Did donate them in the end, they just tried to bin them quick so she didn't see. Plenty of double amputees keep their shoe collection and wear them if they get prosthetics. I know, the sad thing is she got one done first and learned how to cope with one. She looked into a prosthetic but she said it was too heavy, She kept her shoes as she would wear one, but like literally a few weeks after she was just starting to adjust, the other leg went bad. Skeptical they had lots of trouble with the first were they cut a bit of the foot away, but that wasn't enough, so they took more and more. So as soon as the other leg went bad they took it off at the knee straight away. Like, I just can't get over how ditzy I was. Like, I knew literally that was the whole reason for the house move. I'm just an idiot, haha. Today I fucked up by losing altitude awareness, crashing into a river, and paralyzing myself. I knew the risk, I didn't care, I did it anyway. Bridge Day 2011, Fayetteville, West Virginia. I was standing on a large yellow platform, wearing a blue and black wingsuit, 876 feet above the New River. Like every B.A.S.E. jump, I hoped for the best but was prepared to die. With 500 skydives and 149 B.A.S.E. jumps under my belt, I had become complacent and my ego became too big to fly. In front of 250,000 people, I was about to make the biggest mistake in my life and change the way I live forever. Standing on the edge looking down, the rush was amazing. I had pure adrenaline pumping through my veins. 3, 2, 1. See ya. I jumped and opened my arm wings and the wing connecting my legs. Wind filled the air pockets and inflated the wingsuit, and I was off. Then it happened, my mind drifted, similar to the way Jonathan Livingston Seagulls did it well. The end of the story. In a sport that is unforgiving, I made the colossal blunder and lost altitude awareness. When I pulled, I was about 10 feet above the tree line. My brain went into slow motion. I knew it was over. I didn't yell or even brace for impact. I left my arm wings open and flew it into the ground. One moment every atom in my body knew I was about to die. The next, I'm underwater alongside an alarming sense of calm. I tried kicking up to the surface, but I figured the wingsuit was the reason I couldn't move. 2 people in a rescue boat pulled up and began pulling me out of the water. If not for them, I would have drowned. With the metallic taste of blood in my mouth, the pain was about to start. The first sensation was having the breath knocked out of me. The second followed me to the hospital. It was a stinging sensation in my upper body from slapping the water. The third was a horrific backache with no sensation below that point. I remember watching the jumpers on the 11th of September at the World Trade Center on TV. I always thought that hitting the ground must have really hurt even for a millisecond. The truth is, you hit so hard that your brain can't comprehend that much pain at once. In my case though, I get to spread it out for the rest of my life. I broke my back, 3 ribs, cracked my sternum, shattered my pelvis, collapsed both lungs, deformed my bladder, my heart sprang a leak, and I had several pulmonary embolisms. I didn't receive a head injury, so I knew what was happening the entire time. It's a good thing I have a dark sense of humor. I laid in the ICU with a bag of liquid Dilaudid watching myself on Tosh.0 and the news. In Greek mythology, Icarus was the man who flew too close to the sun. His father Daedalus warned him about flying too high. Icarus was arrogant and ignorant of the consequences. He defiantly flew higher and higher until the wax holding his wings together melted, and he plummeted into the sea. I possessed those same character flaws, recklessly charging the gates, bucking the system, and doing it my way regardless of the toll I would inevitably have to pay. When I was younger, I had live fast, die young tattooed on my chest. I loved rolling the dice, playing the game, throwing both my middle fingers up at death, taunting, "Here I am, come and get me." What I wasn't prepared for was the Grim Reaper to open death's door, kick me in the chest, then slam it back in my face, leaving me floating in the water paralyzed. I took plenty of plane rides skydiving, and all I ever cared about was getting to the top so I could jump. The ride in the life flight helicopter was different. Looking out the window at the rolling hills and a sea of trees with their leaves changing made the landscape look like it was on fire, truly wild and wonderful. I almost missed it. Hindsight is always 20/20 in life. That's how we learn from our mistakes. In the end, I complicated a safe bridge jump and overcalculated my ability to remain focused longer than 5 seconds. It's true complacency kills. Too long didn't read. Today I fucked up by losing altitude awareness and crashing into a river, paralyzing myself. I went to Bridge Day back in the 90s. All I got was a free record, yes, vinyl, From a J104DJ. I think you're amazing for coming through this ordeal with so much wisdom and calm and such a compelling perspective, such a fantastic way of showing us what those moments were like. And it takes a lot of compassion to relive them in order to pass on what you've learned. Your life isn't over, you have so much left to do. You have a sense of humor, you have a real way with words, you have this hard-won perspective that few people share. Hope you take care of yourself, appreciate yourself and respect yourself. You fucked up, but anyone could have fucked up. And before that you flew. Most people have never been skydiving, let alone so many times. Thank you. This should be a book. This is insanely intensely written and an incredible story. Thank you for sharing, and sorry for your losses. That's a tough story, but very well written.